Hi, good afternoon. Today we are here to present about our assignment, which is titled regarding international and national standard for electrical machine safety. My and my group team member, myself Jamuna Raja, Hemanat K. Chandrasekharan, and Muhammad Fitri bin Abdurrahman, and Muhammad Shafiq bin Shamil. So our lecturer for this assignment is Dr. T.S. Muhammad Daus bin Muhammad Abdul Alim. Okay. Today agenda. Okay. I think everyone can see my slide, right? Guys, can you see my slide?
No,
No.
not yet, not yet.
Not share. Okay, give me a second. I have to share my slide. Simon, wait a minute more. Now, can you all?
Okay.
Okay.
Zoom
Make
out.
it full screen.
Make it full screen. Yeah, sure can. Give me a second. Now, is that okay for
Yeah,
you
yeah,
all?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so today agenda is about the introduction, international standards, legal compliance requirements, application of standard and reflections. Okay, so first, international and national standard for electrical machine safety. There are five, which is first stand for IEEE standards, second IEC 634, and fourth OSHA standard, and the last one is NEC National Electrical Code. So, what is IEE? Okay, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers is a professional educated dedicated to advising technology. Its standard and guidelines are integral to ensuring the safety, reliability, and efficiency of electrical system and equipment worldwide. So its standard include but not limited to. Okay, so there is around five standard, which is IEE standard for three which is um 2013 recommended practice for testing insulation resistant of a rotating machine, and IEE standard 56, which is in 2016 guide for insulation maintenance of electrical machine, and standard 62.2, which is in 2004. It's guide for diagnosis field testing of electric power appearance and electric machines, and on standard 95, which is on 2002, recommended practice for insulation testing of AC electric machinery, and it's 2300 voltage and above, high direct voltage. So I standard 115, it's on 2009, guide for test producer for its synchronous machines. So the next, what is ICC 634? The purpose of ICC 634 is international standards for rotating electrical machines. So coverage, design, testing, perform criteria. Part 1, general rating and performance. Energy effective is standard for machine effections, and protections is degree for protection for machine enclosure, and thermal performance standard for temperature rises, noise measurement, and noise emissions, cooling methods of cooling electrical machines, and relevance ensure global stability, safety, and reliability of rotating machines. So, what is the NEC National Electrical Code? The National Electrical Code provided competitive safety standard for electrical installation, including specific requirement for DC and AC machine installation. So wiring methods, grounding and bonding, overcrown, overcurrent protection, working space and accessibility, and installation environment and labeling identification. So this standard helps ensure that electrical machines are installed and operate safely, reducing the risk of accident and ensuring the compliance with the legal requirements. So okay, that's all from my side. The next part I pass to my team member Himnat.
Okay, thank you, Jamuna. Let me present the next slide. So the next slide is a legal complaints of the requirements. A legal complaints in Malaysia is strictly addressed to the safety, environmental, and the operational of the regulation for the electric machine. So the first is the safety protocol. First of all is the Energy Commission (ST) and the Occupation Safety and Health OSH regulation. The second is a lockout, the layout, take out, and procedures. And third is use for personal protective equipment (PPE) to prevent the accidents and injuries. So the second one is environment regulation. So is give two examples. So which is a invention of the management of the electrical energy regulation 2008, and another one is ensure energy efficiency and the proper waste disposal, and the third one is a certification of the requirement. The example is a certificate of the approval COA, and the second one is a certificate of the registration of COR, and the third one is verifies the complaints with the safety and performance standards. And next is overall the purpose. First is safeguard worker well-being, and the second is protect the environment, ensure efficient and the reliable operation of electrical machine. The next slide is okay. Next slide is safety protocols. Uh, it's which is the Energy Commercial ST regulation is compliance with the Electricity Supply Act 1990 and the Electricity Regulation 1994. The Occupational Safety and Healthy OSH regulations, the hydrants, the factories and the machinery as 1967 is 139 for the workplace safety. Lockout and the take out the procedures is implementations of the products of the ensure machine are the properly shut off during the maintenance. Personal protective equipment PPE use the upright the PPE of the electrical work. So next. Okay, next is the environmental regulations. The definition of the management of the electrical energy regulation is 2008 guideline for the energy efficiency and the environmental protection, waste disposal, and compliance with the regulation for the proper disposal of the electrical waste. So this is the for the example lah. So the next is a certificate of requirement for the complaints. The certificate of the proven COA requirement for manufacturing, importing, selling, and advertising and electrical equipment. The second is a certificate of the registration COR is required for the manufacturing and importing and electrical equipment. So the third one is a inspection of the complete of report, regular inspection and the complaints report to ensure the embrace of the safety standards. So next slide I give to my team member. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hemanat. So, this one is for general safety practical. This safety requirement help ensure the safe operation and maintenance of DC and AC machine. Risk assessment conduct a risk assessment to identify potential hazard and implement control measure, which mean PPE use properly PPE such instrument, glove, boot, and face shield. Another one, got the training, provide regular training on machine safety, load out, take out procedure, and energy responsive. Okay, next. Okay, this one for the safety protocol for DC machine. Load out, take out procedure, ensure all energy source are isolated and lock out before performing machine. Use properly, unpurposed lockout device and take out device to warn others not to operate the machine, which means the grounding requirement ensure all DC machine are properly grounded to prevent electrical shock. Use grounding conductor and grounding illustrated preferred standard, which means IEE standard. Grounding requirement is use insulation material that meet industry standard, which mean IEC 60950-1 for ICT equipment. Ensure insulation is insign and free for damage to prevent electrical hazard. Okay, next. So for the this one for the AC machine, which mean follow OSA standard for log out and take out, which mean 29 CFR 1910 140 to control hazard aging. Implement a comprehensive logout and takeout program to ensure worker safety during maintenance. For the grounding requirement is ensure AC machine are properly ground to prevent electrical short and equipment damage, which mean follow grounding practical as outlined in standard such such as the National Electrical Code, which means for the requirement is insulation material that meet industry standard IEC 905-1 for ICT equipment. Regularly inspect insulation for wear, damage, or degradation to maintain safety. Okay, next. So this one for the scenario of application of standard in industry. Okay, next. As you all see, installation a new AC machine, an engineer has assist the task of installing a new AC machine in manufacturing facility in Malaysia. For the machine is critical for the production line and safe operation for Paramount, which mean got a blower, filter, cold air return dust, compressor, coolant line, and conductor. Okay, next. For the step for complement, the first one is the logout takeout procedure. Timon begins by reviewing relevant international and local standard, including IEC 10034 for rotating machine, electrical machine, IEE standard for safety and performance, OSA standard for the workplace safety. For the number 2 is conduct risk assessment. Before starting the installation, Timon conduct a thorough risk assessment to identify potential hazard, which mean including electrical shock risk, mechanical hazard, and environment factor. Which mean you see got the comparison document, which mean the assessment for key principle of assessment process, risk assessment component, and type of implant category. Okay, next. For this one is step the 3, Open Necessary Certificate. Timun begin for reviewing relevant international and local standard, including IEC 60034 for rotating electrical machine, IEE standard for safety and performance, which means for the National Electrical Code for the installation guideline. Okay, next. Okay, this one slide I give to my friend is Shafiq. Can you take over? Shafiq? Shafiq?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, can you take over this one?
Okay. Uh, oh, okay lah. Let me continue the slide. So, for the step 4, implement safety protocol. So, of course, my friend Hermanat and Fitri highlight about the lockout and takeout. So, in industry, we call it in a simple or in the short term, we call it a lotto. So, lotto procedure, of course, the maintenance side we request PTW permit to work to us, and then we will isolate the part of the machine where they want to make it a maintenance for the machine. So of course we will isolate first, and then we will put lockout and takeout. Of course, lockout and takeout is very important to our machine, and of course to our workers, to make our workers work in a good condition, and of course for their safety. So, and next for the grounding requirements. Of course, when we want to make the machine to maintenance, at the first place we isolate all the valve, all the sources supply, and then of course we will check double confirm for the grounding requirement. Of course, the machine need to connect to the ground to ensure that all the workers not to be short of the current. So for the insulation standard, for the supply connection and for grounding, and of course for all the site to the machine, we need to follow the standard insulation standard by the IEE standard, and of course the QA from the company or from the vendor side will double check it from their QA, and then of course we as a consumer will double check it when we try to install that machine. Okay, next. So environmental compliance. So ensure all the installation for the new machine will meet all the requirement, regulation, and such efficient management for the electrical energy. Of course, in Malaysia we have ST, Suruhanjaya Tenaga, and then implement that all the energy efficient in practice and proper for disposal. So of course, for the installation, for the isolation, for the maintenance, of course, we need the training and documentation. So, of course, the training, the vendor or the company side that supply the machine will provide the training session to our workers to make the maintenance for the machine is very good. And of course, the machine will come with the documentation. Of course, the documentation is very important to us as a consumer to refer if anything happened to the machine. So next. So inspection and testing, of course, that I have mentioned before. For inspection and testing, of course, the QA from the company will conduct for the first step, and then for our consumer side, we receive the product and then we install to our company or our factory, and then of course for the other side and for the incoming shutdown, of course we will try to inspection and testing, and of course the machine have the limitation. Of course, maybe if we refer to the manual, maybe for the 100 hours, 200 hours, we need to proper shutdown and then make the inspection and testing. And of course, in the go through that we run the machine, of course, that will have an ongoing monitoring. So in industry, we call it AM and PM, that the preventive maintenance to our site to make sure that machine in good condition. Next. So simulation summary. So through our discussion, we of course have many importance point that we highlight here. So of course that I mentioned before, my friend mentioned before, the first important thing is a lockout, or we call it LOTO. And of course, all the safety protocol and legal requirement standard should be follow and meet the requirement to approach that minimize risk to our workers and environment manufacturing facility. So, okay. So this is a failing to adhere to compliance can lead to, okay. If you can see the photo or the picture we put here. So this is all possibility that will happen if we not follows all the standard from the vendors and not follow all the standard from the requirement from our government. Of course, our government have make a module to make a training, to proper training to our vendor and our company that follow all the regulation and make our workers work in maximize risk. So all the point that my friend and I have highlight in the slide before, and of course I have explained all the point in the highlight before. So have another slide. Okay, so this is the end of our slide. So summary of our slide and our report discussion with all my team members. Of course, the first one, we need to ensure that the machine in good condition and follows all the regulation from the vendors and follow all the regulation by the IEE standard. So the OSHA, of course, main play the role to ensure that all the vendors and all the company follows all the regulation by their modules that create by government, and of course they will have the penalty fine to us if we not follows all the requirement that give by the government, and of course is set by the OSHA. So I think that's all from me and all from my team members. Thank you for letting your ear to hear our discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That's all from our side.
Thank you.